Good evening, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, December 20th, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I want to start out by covering this. Dozens of millions of XRP moved by Ripple. Is crypto giant dumping? As reported by leading crypto tracking service Whale Alert, 15 hours ago, Ripple fintech company made a transfer of $16,789,197 worth of XRP. This happened as the coin's price lost nearly 13% in the past 7 days and began to show weak signs of going green. Ripple shifts millions of XRP. Here's the destination. The San Francisco-based crypto behemoth Ripple Labs made a single transfer of 50 million XRP worth nearly 17 million in fiat. The transaction went to a wallet that the crypto tracker marked as unknown. However, details revealed by BitGET XRP Explorer show that Ripple moved the funds to one of its reserve wallets called RL18/VN. From this address, 27.682 million XRP was later sent to the BitGET exchange with the likely goal of selling it. 15 million XRP were moved to an anonymous wallet. At the time of this writing, the seventh largest crypto XRP is changing hands at 0.3459. Over the past week, it has dumped nearly 13%, but in the past 24 hours, it has made a slight move into the green zone. Per CoinMarketCap, Whales and Ripple partners shoveled 128 million XRP. Whale Alert also reported that three other massive lumps of Ripple-affiliated token XRP were transacted shortly after Ripple made its transfer. A total of 55,300,000 XRP was moved by key Ripple ODL partner BITGET among its own addresses. Then anonymous wallet sent 40 million XRP and 32.5 million to the Bitstamp exchange. This amount of XRP was evaluated at approximately $48 million. That is a lot of XRP changing hands, and that's why we have to pay very close attention. Can XRP at any point make any kind of rally and try to get up to that pivot level at 35.50? It's imperative for XRP, if you are looking for it to avoid a big dump, to get back to that pivot level and get on top of it, and ultimately try to break back up to the 371 level. There's a lot of work to be done, and I don't necessarily think that's what's going to happen. Okay, now let's get into the actual charts. Another news or something worth mentioning is that Democratic donors, as I brought up before, how they took money from FTX, a big part of it during the elections, which that alone should be a no-no. Taking from the very exchanges that they're trying to regulate. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Doesn't seem like a smart business decision, but what can you expect from the government? They're reported we've been paying somewhere between $6 and $8.5 million back. Whoop-de-fucking-do. They got a hell of a lot more than $6 to $8.5 million, let me tell you. So, once again, the government never has to bat an eye, but the people who actually lost the money, they'll never see that money again. But I digress. XRP, like I've been saying, 35.55 is where XRP would have to come up and break, and you can see we got a perfect rejection so far. I mean, when you line up these charts and these lines, you can't make it up. So it hit it perfectly, and this is like our blueprint. We pay attention to these areas, and then we know what's going to happen next. So far, we've been rejected. The return volume was very low. It's a very big cause for concern, because if you're looking to break back out of this area, you're looking for some volume. Also, another area of concern and another indicator that we should or could, I don't want to say should, but we could be breaking back down. One, we hit here and got rejected. Two, cup and handle should have built a handle around this area. It's already fallen through now. Yes, it can pop back up, but you would have really liked to have a cup and handle start being built up here and break up. So right now, it's already got two things working against us. Technically, we can come down here and kind of hold that area, but this looks very bearish at this time, and we really need to get a moment where we can get some green volume. This looks very bearish, and what ended up happening here, if this does break down, it just gives us another layer on this rising channel to end up breaking down. Right now, we haven't broke the rising channel. Right now, we're right where we need to do to reconsolidate, so let's pay attention. But if it breaks down, as we anticipate, it's got to come down to the bottom here at some point to the 308 level. It just has to. It's got a couple levels that it's going to have holding it up, I acknowledge. So, We've got the 32-cent level, the 321. And then the biggest area that's going to hold us in between is right here. We got the 33.5. That is our biggest level to break now. And we can talk about the lower levels later. The 318, which I like to say, even though you can see it 32 cents. I like to have the little plus minus if it comes through. So I like the 318 below the 335. So basically it's the 335, the 318. Some people would say the 308 level, which you can, because it's obviously a level of concern as we're breaking down. But we're ultimately trying to get below this 308. So I'm looking beyond that as well. I'm looking for us to get the lower lows ultimately here. And I think we're going to end up making our way to 287. And that would be the double bottom from back in June of 2022. But we've got to break this. You can call it an ascending triangle here. You got no problem calling it that. Downtrending resistance, uptrending support. It's a very wide pattern. But you've got to break this area. The 321 is very critical. But you got the 335 up above it. But once we break the 318 area, because the 321, now that we've come up on this uptrending support, yeah, it's moved it up on this chart. So the 321 here. But I'm trying to break this area. So 335 is our next big area we've got to push through. So when we break past that, you can call it 321 or 318. I don't really care what you want to say. You can call it however you see fit, and then we'll try to make it down past the 30 cent and ultimately a 287 level. We break the 287 double bottom from back in June. Now we're in business. Once you break that June low, then we can continue this pattern and play out the technical target, which actually brings us down a pretty decent amount. And this is just another area. The 308 I was talking about in between. This is where we're at too, the 308. So you have 335, 318, 308. 310. Or 308, I should say. So if you want to write it down, if you're looking for your real support pivot levels, you've got support at 335 is major. You've got 318. You've got 308, 309, just depending on where you put it. And then below it, you've got the 287. That's it. Those are all the support levels you have until you get to the June 2022 low. And that's where you get the devastating drop. And if this technical pattern plays out, I marked it from here. And it's basically on the nuts. Even though it made it all the way over here, it's still pretty damn close to where it went. So if you play that, we will come down to about 23 cents, just shy of it, about 22.8. That's the technical target, and that's what we're trying to play through. And you can see a key area for this to play true and to get rejected here at the 355 level. And that's exactly what we've done so far. And that was after the big dump. Remember I said, yeah, we've tested it here, but after we dropped here, I said, I'd like to see us reconfirm this pattern breakdown. This is how you do it if you can get rejected here. Make no mistake about it. This is the formation that can make it happen. And then, obviously, we got to stay on top of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we're going to want to break this falling channel. And this is about 16,000 area. We're going to want to re-break the 16,000 area. We got supported in this 16,300 range before. And now we're at the 200-day. 16,900 approximately is where we're looking to get rejected. And you can see all these 16,600, 16,500 right within here. And then you'd come right down to 16,1 approximately. But we're trying to break past 16,000. This is a major resistance level. And that's at 16,929 approximately right here. And that's what we just foreshadowed. And if you get back up in here, that's when you can start re-breaking back up. But we're looking very, very shady right now. We don't have a lot of volume. Our biggest problem is the volume never came in like we would have needed. And it can make for traps here. And it makes it very nervous if you're trying to trade these levels. Right now, we've done nothing. We've held this so far, but if we do break back within here, my fear is we're going to come down to like 15K, 15.2 before we ever try to figure out what's going to happen. I mean, we've got algo down at 1771. I feel like something big's about to happen, and I feel like XRP is overvalued right now. Because when I look at algo, that's twice as much as XRP now. That's insane. XRP is the only real one, besides ADA, even though ADA was a lot higher, that hasn't broke through the 20 cent mark yet that I thought would. I think Tezos has a real big chance of coming down there as well. It just might not break 20 cents. But like Theta, I thought Theta could come way down a long time ago. Now we built a double bottom here. So we'll see what happens with Theta. And now I'm just rambling. But we're coming down to these incredible lows here, folks. And they're all putting in bear flags. So take a look at these numbers and take a look at them about a year and a half ago, where some of these prices were. This is the price everybody was begging for. Don't let it slip past you when it gets to an area you want. Nobody says you have to buy it in one spot. Buy it in 20 different segments if you want. If your heart desires it and you want to buy some XRP now, gosh darn it, go fucking buy it. If you can afford several $1,000s of XRP, buy 1,000 shares for $345. Make yourself breathe a little bit easier. But just understand that I believe we're going much lower, and then you can layer it in as we go. So you buy it at 34, and then let's just say you want to buy support levels. You buy some here. You buy some at the 335, and when it breaks the 335, because then you know you're going to get a buy-in at least the 318, so that would be your first. Then you can test it at a 308 or 287 double bottom. If it breaks that, then you know we're coming down to around the 23 cent level. You'll be able to buy more. Then we'll see if it builds another bear flag, because a wider technical target was just shy of 19 cents from farther out in the pattern. This was just a shorter out time frame. So I'm trying to give you a lot of information in each of these updates, but you've got to pay attention and you've got to listen unbiasedly. The DXY is just above 104. The key here is to stay above 104. As you can see, we're still trying to make this a routine retracement. That was an overextension. We got some news last night by the Bank of Japan that they were 25 basis points higher than anybody was anticipating. So that's and they're widening their, they just increased something. They're the last holdout when it comes to inflation, and they kind of reversed course a little bit, so it shocked everybody, and the U.S. dollar plummeted. But now I think it's going to start to regain focus, and this is how we're going to tell. Watch the 104 mark, and watch everything else I've said for Bitcoin and XRP. Make sure if you want to join me in Tom's Army, or join me on the exchanges I trade on, you go to any of my past videos, and I appreciate the 600 views and 95 likes on the last video. I've gotten a lot of complaints because if you have the notification turned to all, you're still not being notified, and I can't control that. You're going to have to take that up with YouTube. But if you want to join me on MEXC, if you're in the USA especially, no VPN, no KYC, and no spot fees. You can do up to 200x leverage, but they have IOTA, they have Casper, they have HBAR, they have a lot of your ISO, Coin, XRP, XLM, XTC, and a bunch. And then I suggest you buy it on there or BitGet, depending on if you can use BitGet. Because in the USA you can, unless you're a new user. They won't let you sign up. But buy it on there between MEXC and BitGet so that you don't have to pay spot fees. And UPHOLD an update. They stopped their 65-day cooling period when you first deposit and buy crypto to be able to withdraw it off the exchange. Now it's only 4 days max. So keep that in mind. And also, thank you to the sponsor of this video, the 214 members of Tom's Army. If you'd like to become a member of Tom's Army, click the Join Tom's Army. Join the other 214 members. In month 1, you get the exclusive emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. You get the 4 different telegrams for free. And I don't have any special paid advertising, no paid promotions, and no special interest. I talk about what I want when I want, and I talk about it how I want. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Hashtag the FUD stops here.